Hello Magic Makers, welcome to Storytime with Mombierella. This is a young adult fiction and may be inappropriate for some younger viewers. Evil Thing. A Tale of That DeVille Woman by Serena Valentino. Copyright Disney Enterprises Incorporated, 2020. Chapter 16. Goodbye, Mama. After Sir Huntley left, Mama came into the room to check on me. I was sitting on the leather love seat. I was numb. I had nothing. Nothing but the deed to a house I didn't even want. But I will get to that. My dear, are you quite all right? Sir Huntley looked dreadful as he left. Did he have bad news? I couldn't bring myself to tell her. I'd been reduced to almost nothing. I couldn't disappoint her like that. No, Mama, I'm just sad, I said. And I'm sorry for how I acted. How I spoke to you earlier. I don't know what came over me. I haven't been myself. I twisted the jade ring Jack had given me. She sat down next to me in the love seat, wrapping her arms around me. Well, it's no wonder, my darling. I felt the same way after your father died. That's why I left, my dear Cruella. I was so angry. I felt so abandoned and so alone. She wouldn't have been alone if she'd have stayed home with me, I thought. But I didn't say so. I had lost everyone I loved. I didn't want to lose my mother as well, even if I was confused and angered by her choices. I'm afraid I was taking my anger out on you after your father died, my Cruella, she said. But I thought of you every day I was gone. I smiled at her. And you sent me gifts. I knew you were thinking of me. I knew you loved me, Mamma. My heart softened to her. I felt like I understood her better now, that I was suffering the same way she had. But we're both in the same boat now, aren't we, my dear? Both abandoned. Both untethered, both able to distinguish ourselves any way we see it. Cruella, use that great fortune of yours, and make the best possible life for yourself. You never intended to marry anyway. Travel the world. Build yourself a beautiful life. I broke down crying. I had no means to do any of it, and I hated telling Mamma. I have nothing, Mamma. Nothing at all except what you see here. Everything is gone, I said, crying into my mother's arms. Oh, my dear, I know you love Jack very much. And it might feel that way, especially at first. But it isn't so. You still have his fortune, just as I have your father's. She released me from her embrace, and took both of my hands. I promise you, Cruella, everything will be okay. But it won't, Mamma. Jack left me nothing. There was nothing to leave me. His businesses were underwater, and what was left was seized by his unscrupulous business partners. He was struggling the whole time we were married, and I knew nothing of it. I have nothing left. This is shocking. How could Jack let something like this happen? She asked. Sir Huntley thinks he may have been struggling for a long time, losing money steadily to his partners. Of course, he didn't tell me a thing about it. You know Jack, always putting on a happy facade, always wanting to make me happy. Mamma was in shock. But what of his family's money? Surely they couldn't seize that, she said. I signed something, I stammered. Before the wedding. A prenuptial agreement. I didn't think anything of it at the time. I thought Jack and I would be together forever. But now he's gone, and his family's money's protected from even me. This is scandalous, Cruella. Where will you go? What will you do to support yourself? I don't understand how this could have happened. She was hysterical, and it wasn't helping. I think it's my fault, Mamma. Maybe if I hadn't hidden away after Jack died, I could have fought it all, but Sir Huntley said there was nothing I could have done. Well, Cruella, then he's right. If he says there was nothing you could have done, then there is no sense in thinking otherwise. I would just like to know how you're expected to live. I can't believe Jack would leave you penniless. She stood abruptly from the love seat and walked over to the fireplace. Well, it seems Papa left me DeVille Hall, in the event something like this should happen. Something like insurance in the event of a disaster. Well then, you're taken care of. Brilliant. I don't have to worry about you. She looked lovingly at a photo of my Papa on the mantel. Mamma, the income from the tenants and farms is barely enough for the upkeep on the house and lands, let alone enough to live on. I thought perhaps I could travel with you. Or you would reconsider and let me live here. Is it too late to say you want to keep the house? Listen, my dear, I think the country air will do you some good. Some time away from the city. You have to reclaim yourself, Cruella. Create a new life, just as I did when your father died. But how? How will I do that? Cruella, you're a strong, resourceful young woman. You're just like me. Your father always said so anyway. Look at me. I lost my husband and my fortune, and now I have it back. You can do the same. Distinguish yourself, my girl. And what better way to do it than with a completely clean slate, and in a new home, Deville Hall. Oh, that would be so lovely for you, my Cruella. I had vague memories of Deville Hall from when I was younger. We didn't spend much time there, because it was too rustic for Mamma, surrounded by a little village with farms. Nothing but rolling hills as far as the eye can see. It was hours and hours out of London. So far from my friends and the life I'd built for myself with Jack. I felt as if I was being exiled, hidden away so my mother wouldn't be embarrassed by her penniless daughter. Hidden away because I'd been withered and aged by my grief. What better place to send me than the old Deville estate in the country? A place that would later be known as Hell Hall. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please come back next time for more. If you haven't had a chance to yet, please take a second, hit that thumbs up, comment down below, say hello, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell as well. And share with a friend who'd like to hear these stories. And if you'd like to help me continue to do these readings, make sure to check out my social media links and Patreon page down below. Thank you very much. Love you guys. Remember, let it go and keep moving forward. Have a magical day. See you next time. Bye.